One of the most important things that we notice as Red Sea Gateway Terminal is having the right capacity to handle fluctuation, unplanned fluctuations. And because we have done that and we have invested in that capacity, we haven't had any congestion, while other places there were more congestions and more challenges than we did. I mean, we've invested in the capacity, so over the last 3 years, we're more than doubled our capacity on the quay and the side and on the yard. There are some more investment in equipment, and that has new cranes, upgraded cranes, refurbishment of cranes. All that has led to the spare capacity, which helped us also to deal with any fluctuation that happened during the last challenge in the supply chain. I believe every stakeholder within the industry is trying to do their part to get out of the current challenge. But if there are two areas where I hope we can do more is on the ports, the 24/7 operations and a little bit more efficiency in the ports to get some of these vessels backlogs out of the way. And also what happens with the equipment control for the containers as soon as they reach their destination, how fast we can get them back in the cycle. I think if we can, in certain locations around the world, if we can address these in a more efficient way, it will release some of the pressure in the supply chain. So the consensus is second half of 2022, but that depends a lot on no more hiccups in the system that can affect it, because it is still very tight. I don't believe actually we'll be out of it until 2023 when the new capacity comes online. The long-lasting effects, some of them are good, some of them are bad, depending which angle you look at, right? The freight rates, I don't think they will go to the pre-pandemic level. They might not stay as high as where they are right now, but I think higher freight rates is going to be the norm for the short term and medium term, which is good maybe for the shipping lines, might be a challenge for the cargo owners and the shippers, but again, it will be taken into the whole supply chain. The other one is certain locations, as I mentioned earlier, is there has to be a real look and assessment of the investment in the infrastructure, and some leading markets have to reassess the capacity of infrastructure that they have for the trade they're supposed to be doing. There's two parts to this question, right? I mean, as an industry, there's an ethical and moral part of us that we have to do our part to our community, and we have to contribute to this challenge. That is a global challenge that we have to do our part in it. The second part is how can we as an industry agree on the way forward? What is decarbonization? Because you might hear different assessment of the solutions that are out there right now. And I believe also agreeing on a way forward, especially for ships, what is the standard will be. So that will speed up the infrastructure setting and speed up the ship replacement. Right? If there is several ways forward, like the VHS and Betamax long time ago, right? If there are several standards, it'll just extend the period of time that we will need to get there. For decarbonization, we believe that is the total footprint or the carbon footprint of the whole solution, right? Not just what happens on the ships, but I mean to make these ships, to set up the infrastructure, to set up the fuel for the new infrastructure. So the total carbon footprint for the whole solution should be measured to identify what is the right solution.